Skyscrapers, infrastructure, foreign investments, job creation, less poverty. Currently, an expanding system of economically successful special economic zones has covered the entire eastern China. There has been a fast-growing middle class, but also an unprecedented fast economic growth. Welcome to the 21st century. However, the analysis is not that easy in China. Despite economic growth in eastern cities, China's central and western regions continue to face serious problems, including pollution, lack of services, and extractive projects. In rural areas, control of land by public and private companies has displaced farmers, who now face precarious jobs. In megacities, migrant workers who have been key to economic growth remain marginalized, facing discrimination and poor working conditions. Many work in traditional industries with low wages and no benefits, while the local government fails to enforce labor laws. In addition, internal migration is hampered by the hukou system, which prevents migrant workers from accessing full employment, education, and health rights.
First of all, you need to be born in a really pretty good place. What I mean good place, that means big cities in China.
During this century, China had three presidents. Jiang Zemin, he brought technocrats and businessmen into the Chinese Communist Party. Hu Jintao, he focused on social inequality and expanded China's global influence using soft power. Xi Jinping, he centralized power while continuing economic reforms, but with a focus on authoritarianism and nationalism. And what kind of strategies were implemented? In 2001, China joined the WTO, and this allowed increasing exports, foreign investment attraction, but also a trade war, with tariffs on Chinese products and restrictions, mainly by the US. In 2013, China launched the Belt and Road Initiative, a massive global infrastructure project to expand China's influence around the world. China's economy prioritized eastern development while planning to expand growth to central and western regions under the spillover theory. In 2014, China founded the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank to fund Belt and Road Initiative projects and challenge the Western-led financial system. Made in China 2025 plan will strengthen China's industry by advancing technology, higher value goods, and more independence from foreign companies. To accomplish those plans, China's oil strategy had shifted from focusing primarily on eastern regions to an extractive expansion that includes northwest, offshore areas, and even other territories. Neoliberal policies impacting farmers' rights. Peasants are affected by price fluctuations, pressures to meet international demands, export-oriented monocultures, and collectivization. In 2020, Xi pledged carbon neutrality by 2060, with China leading in renewable energy investment. Thought it still funds fossil fuel projects abroad for pre-needs. Xi has made China's foreign policy more assertive, focusing on the South China Sea, Taiwan, and Hong Kong, while modernizing the military to enhance global competitiveness. During COVID, China expanded influence by distributing vaccines and maintaining supply chain dominance. Though internal issues like inequality and market dependency persist. And what is China doing abroad? China's reliance on hard power alone is insufficient for achieving their goals. To enhance its global role, China employs soft power, political values, promoting ideas like democracy and human rights but facing criticism for restricting freedoms. Culture, showcasing Chinese dream, Beijing Olympic Games, Confucian institutes, and international student programs. Foreign policy, active in multilateral organizations, expanding global aid, and projecting trillions of dollars in worldwide investment. So at this point we can ask ourselves, is China imperialist? China's imperialism stems from its transformation into a capitalist power after Deng Xiaoping reforms in the 80s, integrating it deeply into the global market. However, its imperialism is totally different from the US. While the US enforces dominance through military interventions, China pursues economic imperialism, exploiting peripheral nations for resources and markets. This allows China to secure power without direct political control, often under the guise of non-intervention. Still, China's imperial reach is uneven. Its military influence remains limited compared to the United States, which maintains unparalleled global dominance. By prioritizing economic expansion over direct confrontation, China's imperial lead serves to reinforce global inequalities, without fundamentally challenging the US hegemony. With all of this, China's role in perpetuating capitalist exploitation challenges its claims of supporting sovereignty and equality, positioning it in an emerging, yet secondary imperialist force. And just like any other capitalist government, Chinese people have resistance against it. The workers' movement has been active for many years. The White Paper Revolution has been a significant anti-government movement. It called for political reform, freedoms, and the removal of Xi from power. Despite the existence of political organization, after the Tiananmen protest, no large protest has been organized between different social groups. This is because the Chinese government response varies based on several factors. Movements involving diverse groups, broader scale, well-coordinated organizations, democracy's demands, and located in frontier zones face severe repression. However, political groups like dissident Maoist, anarchist, Trotskyist, and libertarian communist are resurging in China and its diaspora. Notable groups include China Deviants, fostering offline activities networks, China Labor Bulletin, supports labor rights, Zhuang, anti-state communist, and Lausan, addressing Hong Kong's self-determination and justice issues. These groups seek to reclaim social and extreme meaning among workplaces and migrants. Optimism arises from politicized youth navigating these challenges, and outsiders can support these movements by staying informed, amplifying their causes, and opposing oppressive policies from both Chinese and foreign governments.